Hey Circle Gatherers, Miss White Wolf here. Just wanted to do a video. It's been a long time, so I hope everybody's okay. I hope everyone had a wonderful Lunasa. The first harvest just happened. We pulled some garlic out of our garden yesterday, and I've been watching all my cucumbers grow and praying that my tomatoes do what I want them to do. It's a weird year, lots of rain here, so I just wanted to do a quick video on what I've been up to lately. So I've been healing, but besides that, I've been taking a witchcraft course, my third year, doing some shamanic work, and I've been working with animal spirits, just starting to kind of work with plant spirits and, of course, the spirit world itself. So I did a meditation the other night, and I found out that I should be working with an invasive plant that we have here in North America, and it's called the Rosa Multiflora. Sorry, I'm just tripping over my words today. Anyone who knows about that invasive plant, when you say it, they kind of go, it's very invasive here on the eastern seaboard, at least the northeast. I think that in Ontario, I believe they're attempting to kind of control it. I wouldn't doubt it if that happens here soon. It can grow up to 10 to 15 feet tall. I've seen it take over trees. It's in blackberry bushes. You know, it thrives in this weather. It's just in this location. It loves it here, and I feel almost like it's been mutated. I mean, I'm sure, you know, this plant is used to mark borders. It's kind of like a property line. It was natural fencing, you know, and it would be used for livestock. And then, you know, it just keeps growing and getting thicker, which is great if that's what you want to use it for. Just keep it, you know, keep it contained, just like I'm sure hawthorn would be very similar. And, you know, small birds and goats would eat off of the rose hips and or the fruit. But the thing is that that's not where it is anymore. It's all over the place. It's all over the city here now. It's by the lake here where I go. It's all throughout the trees and the bushes, and it's growing in through the serviceberry trees, and it's all through my sister's blackberry bush. It's all through my shrubbery, you know, and it's tough to work with. It's very, very thorny. It's beautiful when it flowers. I have a picture at the beginning of this video. It's beautiful when it flowers. As a matter of fact, it smells amazing, you know, and it's got this, it's part of the rose family. So, you know, you see it and you feel all calm, and you smell the, you know, the aroma, the fragrance, and it's gorgeous. So why would anyone want to work with this magically? Well, it's obviously, like I said, it's great for boundaries. So, you know, and it's from the rose family. So if you're having issues with boundaries, especially, you know, with loved ones or even yourself, where you have to be a bit kinder perhaps, or, you know, you've got to guard yourself because you love yourself, well, this is the perfect kind of bush plant spirit to work with. You know, like any kind of invasive plant, you could use it for that. You could use it for protection. You could use both the stem and the flower if you're lucky enough to catch the flower whenever it's in bloom. The good thing about stems is if you can work with the vine or the stem before it gets hard, you know, you can kind of, I don't want to say train, that sounds so, anyway, but you could train it to be circular, be a wreath, you know, so it could circle a spell, which is precisely what I want to use it for. I want to use it for a candle spell. So I want it to kind of encircle the candle, and I want to make sure that I'm creating a boundary for myself, believe it or not, so that I can focus on what I need to focus on with, you know, for the greatest good of myself. I wanted to also let you know that whenever you work with the Rosa Multiflora, You have to be very respectful, because if you're not respectful, it will cut you. The thorns are so sharp, and I actually had one stuck on my finger, which didn't come out. That may or may not have posed a problem, but luckily for me, it wasn't. So you want to use gloves, like thick gloves. Just a second now, I've got one right here. You want to use gloves that have like leather or suede on the outside of them. So you see this, these are suede gloves. These are my husband's gloves. Or you could use leather, but your average garden gloves aren't going to cut it. You want to use good pruning shears. You want to kind of go in and take what you need and leave. You don't want to disturb that area. Sorry, I keep nudging on my camera. I associate this bramble with the Fae for a few reasons, especially in my area, because where it's growing by the lake. It's very underworldly for me. The Fae and the underworld are kind of one and the same. I will make an offering. I'm going to offer milk. You could offer milk or honey to the Fae. Sometimes they want blood. And if they want it, no matter what, they're going to get it. So meaning if I get cut by a thorn again, I get cut by a thorn, but I'm going to try my hardest not to. And I'm going to, like I said, only take what I need. I don't want to be messing around and taking too much. And then I'm going to come back and start working on my candle spell. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information, and maybe we'll head on down to the lake to pick some Rosa Multiflora. See you down there. Okay, so here we are. So can you see all of this? I don't know if I can get close to any of it. At first, if you were not sure what it is, in the beginning, in the early days, I thought, oh wow, because when you see the flower, it looks like it's blackberry, but it's not. So you can see, kind of, you can see the, you'll see as I get closer to some of them. Oh, here we are. The little rose hips. Only tiny little things. But this is Multiflora. Back up a bit here. So here it is. It's all along this lake. It's all along it. So you see here. There it is there. I know where I want to pick it. It's not here, so that's why I'm not stopping yet. Now here we have, I think this is serviceberry, which I want to learn a little bit more about. It's beautiful. It's a native tree to this area. Here's more Multiflora. And at first, little me getting to know my plants. Oh my God, look at all the blackberry bushes around here. No, it's not blackberry. It's Multiflora. And look, it's making its way through the serviceberry. This is why some provinces are trying to stop it. So here it's not too bad. God, wouldn't it be something if I had some lightning and thunder whenever I'm picking this for my boundary spell. Wow. Okay, here it is down here. It's everywhere. It is literally everywhere. If you get this in your shrubbery, see, look at the thorns. Can you? You probably can't see it right here. Well, we'll get to it whenever I get in the car. But look, it's just, it's crazy. And this is the rose hips on this. They're much bigger. Here it is around the corner. And I think, whoa, I think I've just come across some Japanese knotweed. And I was thinking about doing something with this as well. This is exciting. Sick lady. Anyway, look at all of this. Look at it all. Look at how thick the stalks are. It's everywhere. Japanese knotweed. It's everywhere. Look at the rose hips. Like, those are little seeds. How are you going to stay on top of this? We're going on a little plant walk here. Goldenrod. Well, I'm excited to see that here. Anyway, so here we are back here with the rose hips. I might actually pick just a little bit of the rose hips, not much, just a sprig. And let me tell you, it's going right in the bag. It's not, none of it's going to go anywhere other than in this bag. I'm not letting it go into the land. Wow, Japanese knit. I'm excited about that because I didn't know how far I was going to have to go. This is my area. This is where I like to do magic. So I only have to go down the road now to do this Japanese knotweed that I want to spell that I want to do. Anyway, God, I'm going off the topic here. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to make my offering, and we'll talk in the car. Bye. Okay, so here I am back in the car. Take two. I have pulled this out very carefully with my glove, but I can see here in the car, I'm not in a rush, so I can see where the thorns are. So I'm going to just see, and it just got me. Anyway, I can see where the thorns are. God damn it, you got to be so careful. Not only are the thorns on this thick stem, and I'll show you where the thorns are, but some of these tiny, tiny little, got to be so careful, tiny little stems have got individual thorns in them. That's where it gets you. Just when you think you're okay, because you're handling, see, and anyway, we're going to make this quick because I gotta get this home. Anyway, so here are the thorns. There's thorns here. There's thorns there. Anywhere right before your delicate stems here, there's going to be thorns because, of course, they're protecting any new growth because they want to reproduce. So they're going to produce lots of thorns just around those leaves. And it's not just the thorns that you can see, but it's the thorns that you can't see. So it's doing it again. So here we are. I'm putting it back in the bag. So we're at the lake. Because we're at the lake, because I'm doing this for myself for boundaries, because it's to me that this invasive plant is very, very associated with the Fae. And as I had mentioned, the Fae is nothing to be mocked or disbelieved. Our ancestors believed deeply in them, and there is a reason for that. And, you know, they need to be respected. So just your crazy witch neighbor, just drive along. Anyway, so, and because it's by the lake, for me, this plant is very underworldly. So I will be using it for my shadow work. I'm doing shadow work this year. So, and it's about personal boundaries for me. It's about my issues with boundaries, what I do, what I set for myself, why I overextend. I need to work on that. So I think that what I'll do, once I get this dried, and I'm going to not only get the leaves, like get the plant dried a little bit, because I don't want to, but not too dry. I want to get rid of the leaves carefully, and I want to train the stem to do what I want it to do, with respect, of course. I picked a couple of rose hips, some branches, not very many, and like I said, I'm using them for magical purposes. When I'm finished with them, they are not going into the compost. I'm going to burn it. So they will be dried and they will go into my wood stove. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you what I've been up to, what I'm doing, what my plans are. So my next video, I will show you my candle, I will talk to you about my candle spell. And if it's something that interests you, follow along. I'd love to hear your comments. If you work with invasive weeds, what you think about it. If you have had any success getting rid of invasive weeds in your property. I've got a big one that I have to deal with. And like I said, its name will be unsaid. I will not speak its name right now until I have quite a bit of it dealt with, because we've got some work to do and I've got to figure out how I'm going to work with it. So, but anyway, very excited to see the Japanese knotweed down here. And like I said, these species were brought here for a reason, and it's just a shame that we didn't give them the respect that they deserved. We should have known what we were bringing here before we just. Some things you just don't bring into another land. You just don't. I mean, if you don't really know what they're going to do, really, we're not supposed to be bringing other plants into our countries to just put in the dirt and see what happens. This is what could happen. And it doesn't have to be North America. It could be any country. It could be any country at all. It's sometimes they just don't do what you want them to do, or they really go crazy and they turn into something else. You know, I'm sure that in other areas it's not like this, but here it is. Anyway, it'll be an interesting journey with this plant. So I hope everyone's fine. This is only supposed to be 3 minutes. Here it is, 6:25. Many blessings to you. Have a great day. Have a lovely holiday weekend if that's what you're up to. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.